Well, hey, tuners, welcome back to another episode of the Toon Ladies Talk Show. I am so excited because we are hanging out with the fabulous MushMello of Defects, and oh dang, we always have fun when she is here. She's been a part of our virtual conventions. She's done live drawings. She was part of our Canvas episode, and I'm so excited to hang out and talk all about Defects today. We're going to get your questions answered. So if you're here with me live, get over in my chat box and let me know your questions for Mush. We're going to bring her up in just a minute. But before we jump in, we do have some breaking Toon World news that we need to be talking about today. I'm super excited because NG has let us know that Age Matters returns in June. Now, we don't have a very specific date for it yet, but a little birdie tells me that you guys should be over on the official Age Matters Discord, which is run by the fabulous Tyler, who hangs out with us here at Toon Ladies all the time. And we are doing all of the amazing, or they are doing all of the amazing things over in this Discord. And they are helping you to read through everything that's happened inside of Age Matters before the return. So that means you need to get over there and get everything read before it comes back. Make sure you are hitting us up for information on that. If you have not joined yet, now is the time. But we also have some other kind of interesting information. I am really excited because I've been telling you guys a little bit, and you guys have been asking for this next thing, and I'm so excited for this one because we now officially have Toon Ladies merch. You heard me right, friends. We've got shirts and sweatshirts. We've got mugs and tumblers. We've got floor pillows and like actual pillows and just amazing things, and we're expanding. So right now, all of our merch is over on Redbubble. You can actually go to toonladies.com/swag, but we're also expanding to Amazon Prime because I'm a designer with them. And as soon as Amazon is off of the lockdown, we will be able to get that over on Amazon Prime for you guys too, so you can get swag in 2 days. I'm so excited for this one. It's going to be fantastic. So you can head over to toonladies.com/swag to get some today. We have some examples up on the website, but if you go over to the Redbubble, there's like hundreds of things that you can choose from. But you also need to know that with this swag, most of this is exclusive. It's only going to be available for 2, maybe 3 weeks, sometimes less, sometimes a little bit more. So if you want it, you got to grab it while it's available. We are going to be adding new designs every 2 weeks or so. So if you want it, now's the time. We're super excited because we're also debuting our ToonTube tags here on YouTube. So guys, we want you to hit the subscribe and notification bell because every single Friday we're dropping a new ToonTube tag. This is where we are all getting together and creating very similar videos. So our very first one dropped on Friday. We premiered it at 6 p.m. Eastern, which we're dropping new videos every single 6 p.m. Eastern and doing them as premiere so that there's a chat room just like this one so that you can come and talk with other fans in real time about the topics that I'm chatting about each and every day. So I want you guys to make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell. And every single Friday, I'll be dropping a new ToonTube tag. Our very first one was our newbie tag, which is kind of like an introduction. So go watch my video. I answer 10 questions, and those questions are in the comments, which you can then copy and paste, and then create your own video, answer those questions, put it up on YouTube, use the same title as I do so that we can all find each other, and we're going to build the community up together. I'm super excited for this one. And once we get through like our introduction stuff, we're actually going to get into like a defects tag. So you're going to be answering 5 to 10 questions that connect to defects, and you are going to be able to do an enjoy the show tag, or you're going to be able to do a Toon boyfriend girlfriend tag. There's so many of them that we've got coming up. Every single Friday I'm dropping a new version, and you guys can get in on all of the fun as well. So we're really, really excited for this one. We've got some really cool things coming up in our group cosplays as well. If you want information on that, you can head on over to discord.toonladies.com. And if you've got breaking news, we also need you over in our Discord because that is where we're sourcing all of our webcomic information you guys do not want to miss out on. So head on over discord.toonladies.com for more fun, fabulous information on that. Whew, okay, friends, are you ready? Because I am so excited. We are going to be pulling up Mush in just a second. She is so much fun to hang out with, and I'm so thrilled that she's here. So, friends, say hello. Hi, Mush. How are you?
I am thriving on life right now.
You've been so busy. I've been watching your social media, and dang, girl, you are the hardest working person out there.
I do what I can. But yes, you get out of things what you put into them. I will learn how to English in just a moment.
Girl, I don't know how to English, so it's all good. It's been a long day. It's been a long day, and I get you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We are going to jump in. We're going to get to answering some fan questions. We are going to be talking all about defects. But before we do, for anybody who's just brand new meeting you, we got to actually introduce you. So who are you and what do you write?
I am MushMello. I write Defects, and it is about... I just work here, guys. It's about Ellie, who falls into like a secret society where she learns to control her like very dangerous gift. It's basically fighting evil by moonlight and surviving your 20s by daylight. Monsters, witches, and romance, basically. So
that's the way.
I'm so bad at summaries.
We'll work on that. It's all good. I am loving it, though. I have been binge reading it, and it is so much fun because you've got not only a fun storyline and really cool characters, and I know like everything that's been coming in, people want to know about your world building and your character development, but you also have the most magical, glowy, gorgeous artwork, and I'm just such a fan. And if you guys have not seen it yet, get down into my caption box down below because this lady has shown up and drawn on air for us. She's given art advice for us. She's been part of our virtual convention. Like, just so dang much with her. And you can watch more videos down in that caption below when we're done and off air later on today. So hit us up, guys, over in the chat box. Let us know your questions. We're going to get into those in just a couple of minutes. But first, I want to learn just a little bit more about your story. So one of those big and most important topics that have been coming up on my social media over the last couple of days in preparation for today was your world building. So talk to me about how you created this world.
Okay, so it's set in just regular, like, modern day, but I'm always been a big fan of fantasy, and high fantasy is great, but I'm more of, like, a modern fantasy kind of thing where you just sparkle in some just magic in there. So I started off with lore, because it's based around a world that has monsters and witches in it. So I have lore that I know of from, like, growing up, and then I also just brainstormed and made my own lore up as well, but it's also tied to real-life lore, like Greek mythology and whatnot, very loosely, but it's still in there. I didn't mean to make it as big as I did, but the more I write, the bigger it gets, and the more opportunities I have to, like, move around it. So, yeah. It's just my brain stuff.
Oh gosh, I adore you. I like hanging out. We've got lots of questions coming in, and guys, we're gonna get to all of these in just a minute. I know you guys are very interested in that one, and I hear we're actually gonna get a little bit of an answer to one of these. So we're gonna come back to that in just a moment. But you've created this amazing magical world where we get to kind of go into real life situations and then get that bit of magic in there. So I want to talk just a little bit about some of these abilities. Specifically, I want to talk about why you chose fire for Ellie.
It's always been a thing for me. I think I started making like characters and stuff after I watched The Last Airbender when I was younger. So it just kind of built off of that. But fire specifically, because it is so destructive, but it also has like that flip side of being like a beacon kind of like light and hope. So like for Ellie specifically, it's an inside battle of her between darkness and light. So fire was kind of like that perfect little niche of like light and then like just pain. So it kind of blended together to make like a good starting point for her.
That makes a lot of sense. Oh, that made a lot of sense, actually. And I really like that because some people, when they are planning out their stories and their abilities, they just kind of pick things that they like. But I really like that you have that very strong motive between kind of both sides of that inner conflict with her. So that makes my little author heart happy. So I'm just saying, good choices there. That was good. And we're getting lots and lots of love inside of our chat box. Guys, promise we're going to get to your questions in just a couple minutes. But real quick before we do have a tradition here at Toon Ladies. I want to jump in and do that right now before we forget, because I just have a feeling we're going to chat and I will forget this one. You know it, girl.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
You are prepared and I love it. We have a tradition here at Toon Ladies. If you guys are brand new to us, you need to get your phones out, friends. You are either going to be snapping a picture in a minute on your screen, or you're going to be taking a picture of your computer. Bonus points if it's of you watching today. And we're going to be taking a picture. In just a second, we're going to smile, and you're going to snap this picture, and then we want you to put it out on social media to let your friends know you're here hanging out and bring them on over to the party. So are you guys ready? We're going to do 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to pose for 3 seconds. So here we go. You ready? Almost? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. All right, friends. Now get over to social media, and I want you to tag both of us in them so we know that you are here, you're hanging out, you're watching with us, and you are bringing your friends over to the party, because the cool kids don't let their friends miss the parties, right? Right. So make sure you're bringing your friends on over. We want to make sure we're hanging out with everybody today and building up the community, because we're about to do some fun things that somebody here doesn't know about. All I'm saying is you guys should come hang out. That was a fun face. Hi.
Okay.
I like pulling things like that. That was fun. Good reactions. All right. So let's keep talking a little bit about some of these abilities, because how fun is that? So you've created this whole world, this whole area where people have different abilities. So what kind of made you want to go with the ability genre? And then why did you choose the specific ones that you did?
Okay, so the ability genre came later because the base of it was they're witches, so they can just do magic in general, or we call it karai here. And the abilities came later because I wanted to set them off into different, I can use the word, different, no I can't, sections. That way, because, okay, the main, backbone to this story has to do with clans. I've mentioned them before, and clans all have different abilities, but they have specific attributes to their abilities. So I had to differentiate. Nope.
Differentiate.
You know what word I'm trying. Thank you.
I got you.
Word's hard. But I had to separate them and make them special, so the abilities came into play, and their gifts themselves come into play with their personality. I think of the character, I think of the personality, I think of how they contribute to the story, and then I think of what would best go with them for an ability. And I think that's worked out so far. I don't just randomly pick things to put with people, so that's my thing. Everything has a purpose and it matters.
Well, motos are very important. I'm really glad that you are leveraging that within your story. It shows a lot of forethought in this, and my little author heart is happy because I know not everybody in the webcomic world does plan what they're doing. And I love when it very strongly shows that you have used intentionality with what you're writing, and you are definitely one of the best at doing that. So I absolutely love it. Just a little author to author praise there. But I want to talk a little bit more about how you've kind of created some of these characters. And I'm seeing quite a bit coming into that chat room. I know y'all want to know. I know. We'll get there in just a second. I promise you guys. But before we do, make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe and notification bell, because like I said, I got some cool things coming up. You do not want to miss out on this. And we're dropping brand new videos every single day at 6 p.m. It's either a premiere video or it's a live stream just like this one. We want you guys to come and chat in our chat box to build up the community, because we've got some cool things going on here. And I'm really excited because it's going to be fun. We're having a dance party here. I like it.
I told you, I'm hyped up on 5 Red Bulls right now. I'm ready.
I really love when you come on, because sometimes it's just a quiet, great conversation, but you get on here and you just build up the energy instantly. And it makes me so happy.
I try.
Oh, gosh, I like hanging out with you. All right, let's talk a little bit about your main characters, because I know everybody wants to know. We're going to get there in a second. So talk to me a little bit about Ellie. What's her deal? Why did you create her? Why did you give her the look that she has? Let's just get down to it.
Okay, Elliot, I have this question a lot about why I chose to make her look the way she does. her hair color and her eyes have a purpose. Like I said, when I make characters, I have purpose behind them. It has been dabbled in so far in the comic, but no one's really like connected it. So by the end of season 1, though, you will know why, and it is basically the entire backbone of the story. I wanted to make her more relatable. I'm trying to figure out how. Like, she's built off of an OC that I made long ago that is buried deep, deep, deep down, and will never resurface because that was an embarrassing time. But her personality and like her fiery attitude came from that, and then her looks came from me actually just writing the story. And a lot of characters are actually based off of people I know in real life. Marnie is based off of my mom with her southern charm and her attitude. Zari is 100% me, just doesn't look like me, but everything else is me. Bran is actually based off of one of my best friends from real life, and in the dub, if you actually watch the Defects dub, he is now the voice of said character. Who else? I have a few other people that are based off of, like, taken from bits and pieces of people that I actually know. But those are my main ones that are, like, super, like, focused in on people that I know. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, I like it. That's really interesting. That's okay. I'm cruising through the questions over here. I feel like we probably need to jump into some of these because I could just ask questions all day, and I know everybody really has a lot of questions, like so many questions. So let me see if I can find one of them because everybody's asking the same thing. Yes, we want to know about when this is actually going to be a thing. So I know we were chatting behind the scenes. What do you got for me?
I will not give you the exact chapter because I like the suspense, but it is happening August of this year. Hopefully, if the world doesn't end on me again, push back further dates. But we're going back to weekly updates after chapter 61, I believe. So we'll be back on schedule, and it's still happening by the end of August of this year.
How exciting, guys. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. And if you've got theories, I want you to jump into my actual comments. So not the chat box, but get down into my comments right now and tell me, what episode do you think this is going to happen in? I might just have a little something for somebody who's right, which means that you're going to wait a little bit. Whoa, I know. All the fun things. But let me know, what episode do you think this is going to happen in? We're kind of like taking bets now. And let me know, what are your theories? What do you think is going to happen? How do you think this is going to happen? Let's chat down in the comments and then get your questions over to the chat box as well. I am scrolling through some of these fun, fabulous things from all of you great people. Oh my goodness. Lots of questions about what chapter. Everybody wants to know. Man, this is like the majority of these questions right now. Oh, and I'm seeing some fun side conversation too, which I absolutely love. Which character is the character that you've had the longest? So who came to you first when you started creating this story?
Oh, Elliot, for sure. Because since she was molded from an old OC. It was Ellie, and then Zari came like directly after her. So it's been them. The longest and the most that I've worked on, like, character development, backstory wise, and design, because Zari changed a lot as well. So
Cherry Blossom TV is bringing it with the good questions today. They want to know, did you create your characters first and then build the story around them, or did you kind of create your world and then create your characters?
Okay, so I built the lore of the world first, and then like the base of like, oh, these are witches. They're built into covens. They're led by Valas. They came from like this place and this and this. And then I built Ellie and Zari, and then from there I started building onto them for like their abilities, their characteristics, and then how they fit into the story. And then I built the actual backbone of the plot line from there. So I guess I started with lore and whatnot, so world building first, and then I went into like little people to put in and move around.
Beautiful. Casey wants to know, what made you choose wings for Bran's tattoo?
I think it was, okay, so the way I had it sounds so stupid when I say it out loud. He got it right he got out of high school, so he didn't know he had his ability until he got his tattoo. But he got it because he broke away from I've written it into the story, but I haven't had the chapter posted yet, or drawn it yet. But basically, he came out to his family. His mother's the one that still talks to him, but after leaving like a toxic place, he got the wings as like a symbol of like, oh, finally I'm free. I can be who I want to be. So after he got those wings, basically as like a basic kind of girl, I guess. I didn't want to say the other word. Then he realized like, oh, my skin can do weird things. How funny. So it was one of those things where it just symbolism, I guess.
I love how you concluded that. I want to talk a little bit more about this, though, because when you think of stories where abilities are a part of it, that's not something I've ever heard of before. And y'all know I hang out in the book industry. So how did you come up with this absorbing ink and being able to do all these things? Like, where did that come from?
A lot of my abilities, so my main thing about abilities is if I can think of it, if it doesn't have a downfall, I don't use it. Because I don't want just OPs everywhere. So for the ink thing, that basically just came from my daughter drawing on me all the time. That was just kind of a random thing. So I got that. I know for some of the abilities, I've actually taken like scientific parts, or like scientific stances behind them and done my research. And then I think it's mostly just like I come up with an idea, I see if it can have a downfall, and then I also make sure that there's like some kind of standing behind it. Because I don't want to just have like abilities and have them say like explain it as like, oh, magic. Like that's no fun. That's
Okay, so then I have to ask, when it comes to your writing, how much research do you actually do? Does this take up a ton of your time, or is it kind of like as needed? Like, what does that look like for you?
Especially since I have like a whole different language that I built and different alphabet that I built. Because I did start doing like runes when I first did it, and then I realized like I know nothing about runes, so let's just take that out and make up an entirely new alphabet, which I did. I made up a whole different language to go with it. So what was the question again? I got sidetracked. Research. Yeah. So a couple of things that like go with it, like the pills that Cade takes, I did lots of research on that. Lucian's gift, I did lots of research on that. Basically, if it's important to the story, I make sure that there's some kind of basis behind it. So it doesn't take up a fudge ton of time, but I do make sure that I put enough time into my research and don't just half-butt it.
Good call. But that actually makes me definitely need to ask you about this language that you've created. So how did that work for you? Because that's a huge undertaking.
For the most part, it's like a mixture of different languages. I know I use Hungarian, Bulgarian, Finnish, Gaelic. I try to throw in a little bit of Russian, mostly just for like the extra sounds. That was stupid. But it's a mixture of them, and I mix them together. A little bit of Latin, not much Latin though, because that's pretty much everywhere. But I have like, for my alphabet that I made, they all have different sounds. They're not actual sounds that we are typical, like A, B, C. So I assigned like sounds to them, and then they kind of roll that into how they would be spoken. I'm starting to sound like a really big nerd.
Listen, we're doing author talk time right now. This is not nerdy. This is where I live. I like when people come on and they're like, yes, let's actually talk about world building and character development. This is a good thing. I am happy right now. Oh, goodness. We are getting lots of questions. Nerdshark would like to know, which of your characters do you feel has grown the most, both personality-wise and style, as you continue to write?
I think, for the most part, that the viewers can see so far, Cade. Because when we first started, he was pretty cold, shut off, but he's starting to open up and warm up and actually be friendly with people to where he's getting to be more open and trusting of his little inner circle. Same thing as like style wise. Like the first time I drew Cade compared to like what I'm doing now, like, oh boy. So like the more I draw, the more my art style like changes to be more what I'm looking for. So like personality wise and style wise, he's been the most that's like progressed. But as far as people you haven't seen, oh, just wait. Just wait.
Whoa, that's a fun one. Okay, I like that. Storyline Lover is in our comments and would like to know, I have been having problems with same face syndrome in my characters recently. How do I stop that? I love your work. It inspires me.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so what I do is we all have like the basic head shape for one. Don't use the basic head shape. Use a different head shape. I'll take Ellie and Zari specifically. Yes. Ellie has more of a rounded face or like an oval face. And then Zari has more of like a square. That was aggressive, but a square jaw. Also, eyes, your eye shapes and how you do the eyes. Like when I send my my sketches off to my line artist, bless her, I tell her never touch the eyes because I have specific ways of how I do the eyes. As well as like the nose. Like the nose you can get away from kind of because it's just a nose, unless like Zari has a wider nose because she is African American. So I have like more of those natural attributes towards her. But for the most part, it's like the shape of the jaw is going to do the biggest part, and then your eye shape is going to do the biggest part. Ellie has a curved point out, and then Zari has like a little, I don't know what to call it, but it's just like a little thing like this across her eye where it doesn't point out. It's just kind of...
Good sound effect. I like that. That was good. And friends, if you want more, nope. Oh, see what's happening? We're both doing it now. All right. If you want more art advice, get down into my description box because I actually have linked everything that Mush has done with Toon Ladies, and there's lots and lots and lots of advice, plus live drawing. So like hit that up and watch that when we're done. Oh man, these questions are coming in very fast. But there are some really good ones. Cherry Blossom TV says, how did creating your comic change you as an artist?
I stopped being lazy. I drew all throughout high school, middle school and high school. I went to college for studio art because I wanted to be a storyboard artist. Life got in the way, and I didn't pick up a pen for like 4 years. And then I found Webtoons, and I decided to, let's just try this. And I started doing digital art, and just the more I wrote, the more I drew, it just made me more and more determined, and I feel like I've grown a lot in the last just 2 years, because it's only been 2 years since I started writing Defects and actually working on Defects. But I feel like it's made me more determined, more... I'm not going to use the word scheduled, because that is not correct. But it's made me more aware of like how I spend my time and whatnot. I've learned how to do things more quickly, more efficiently. I think the efficiently part is the biggest thing. Like, especially if you're just doing like illustrations as like a side thing, as like fun things, like you can take your time, work really hard. But in comics, it is go, go, go. So you have to learn how to do things efficiently. And I feel like the quicker I've learned how to do that, the more things I've been able to do and add to it. Just growth. Just growth. I'm talking a lot.
That's okay. We like good answers. Hey, we're actually going to take a little bit of a break for just a second. I want to give a quick shout out to some fabulous people who have been hanging out with us on YouTube this week. So we thank each and every one of you for jumping on and leaving such great comments. We love, love, love when you guys come and hang out with us and share all of the love, especially if you're noticing we're seeing some really cool authors hanging out with us too. We love seeing you guys here in our chat box for our 6 p.m. Eastern premieres. We love the authors chatting about the videos that we've made them, which is coming up right there. It is, Jenna, right there. But we want to give you guys shout outs. So the more you chat with us on Instagram, the more you chat with us on YouTube, the more we're going to shout you out on our live talk shows. So leave us the love in the comments below. You might see yourself up next week. All right. I want to jump back in. Defects Dub wants to know, who was your favorite person to research?
Ooh, okay. So I think Lucian and both Lucian and Cade, I did the most research into for their gifts, because their gifts are not natural. So I had to work on it. But I think the most research I did was definitely Lucian's, because his actually has like a really somewhat solid. I feel like my brain was able to wrap around it anyway. Because he affects the neurons in the brain. So I had to do a lot of research to make sure that wasn't just wonky. And then, yeah, I think he's the one I did the most research on, honestly. Because everyone else was kind of more of like a self-explanatory, except for Cade. Cade's, I'm not tweaking, but I'm still making sure that it's like solid enough to stand on. So don't ask me about Cade's just yet.
As everyone asks.
I mean, I can answer somewhat on Cade, but like I'm still making sure that it's still solidly able to like stand on, like have a base too.
I got you. But speaking of Cade, we actually want to know, where do you get your inspiration for beautiful men?
Okay, so Cade specifically actually was Gabriel to begin with, but I couldn't get his look right, and I was actually binging My Hero Academia, and I think the blonde hair and like brownish, almost like the amber colored eyes came from there. I'm pretty sure. That just happened, but I ended up liking the look, so I was like, it's fine. We're fine here. And then his brother, just older, more mature looking. A lot of them, because I know a lot of people have said something about Jake specifically because he looks like Michael B. Jordan. That was completely accidental, but yes, and bless for that. I'm trying to think. For the most part, like a lot of them just like I just doodle out until I find something that I feel like looks like their personality or how I imagine them in my head. However long that takes, or just if it comes randomly. There's nothing really specific that I do to like make them.
Nice. That totally just jumped on me. Alec wants to know, do you ever get tired or bored of drawing the same characters?
You have no idea. Especially when it is like, okay, for comics, you have to get used to the fact that you're going to draw the same thing over and over again. So you just have to like find different ways, because I think the only thing that keeps me like entertained from drawing them over and over is the different panels, the different angles, like learning how to do different angles and like especially, what are they called? What's the word? Perspective. See, this is why you're here for me. Like really big perspective ones are my favorite to do. Like if I'm just not feeling what I'm working on, if I switch it, like let me just do something exaggerated, and it ends up breaking it up for me to where I feel like, oh, I can still keep going. The Lord is alive. Thank you. But yeah, it does get boring sometimes when you have to do it repetitively, but it's a comic. It's going to be repetitive. It's just part of the gig.
On a very much related note, they do want to know, what's your trick to drawing your characters consistently?
Well, like I said, having those different features mapped out of like these eyes go specifically to Ellie and all that, like it gets ingrained in your brain. So it's just like keeping away from the same face syndrome helps with that too. And I don't know, my hand just, after doing it for so long, your hand just kind of does it on its own.
Which is so nice, because then you don't have to think about it. You could do other things while you're working, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, that means I have to ask, though, do you like listen to music? Do you watch TV? Do you watch movies? Do you like, what you got?
If I'm on schedule, which is rarely, I will watch YouTube and like some Netflix. But if I'm like in a hurry, I crank up just like whatever beats I'm in the mood for that day, and I just work. A lot of the time, though, like especially my late nights, I have my Discord crew, my late night squad, will be up and kind of keep their crackhead energy going so I can stay up and focus. So it's mostly that, but yeah.
Defects Dub would like to know, oh, that jumped on me. What scene has been your favorite to draw?
So far, oh dang, I think Glow Hair Ellie. When I first did Glow Hair Ellie, like, oh yes, because it came out so much better than I thought it would. As far as future panels, probably, is it next episode? Not this coming episode, like not Friday's episode update, but the next. Yes, it is. Ooh, I'm so excited. Okay, sorry.
I'm really excited now. I feel like I need to get some behind the scenes scoop when we get off air.
I will gladly. Oh.
Yes. See, this is why I like doing this show, because I get to know everything before it happens. It's so much fun, guys. So much fun. Just saying. If you have questions for me to like snag off air, let me know. Let me know. Love for your late night squad. Everybody's hanging out with you guys. And loving on your Discord as well. Guys, if you still have questions, we would love to get those answered. We've got a little bit more time. Feel free to jump into my chat box and drop all of the good questions. We're getting those answered today. And I know that you have actually spent quite a bit of time with Toon Ladies at this point. I know you can't see this because of your phone right now, but we have a picture up that you drew for us while we were on air. So it's glowy, it's gorgeous, it's lovely. And just real quick, I kind of want to chat about that just as a little teaser for that episode. So what did you create for us here?
The one that we drew live on air?
Yes.
That was just just quarantine. What someone had mentioned, what would Ellie and Kate be doing in quarantine? They would be staying at home and playing with the cat, honestly. Life goals.
Life goals.
I'm so ready to draw them when they're finally together. Good Lord. Then it can finally be canon. I mean, it is canon because I'm very vocal about having them as end goal because, like, linear, healthy relationships are a wonderful blessing and not a little trip around the world of he said, who, she, what. So, but yeah, just hanging out and love.
I love it. And I love that inside of your comic, inside of your story, you actually at the end, every once in a while, give people kind of this flash forward sneak peek so that they know it's coming. So as I was over here binge reading through your story, I kept getting these little glimpses aside from things that I've seen on your Instagram and in your Discord. So like you actually very strongly hint that this is going to be a thing. It's going to happen. So what was your motive behind letting people know really far in advance that this was going to be a thing?
Self-indulgence, if I'm being honest. If I'm going to be honest here, love triangles are just not my thing to like love on. Like I'll read them, but there's just so many and they're kind of overdone at this point, honestly. Unless they have like a really good solid story behind them, which I know plenty that do have, so I still read them and love them and adore them. But like just seeing an actual like beginning from like, I don't know you to friendship to love and like just that linear path is just something I live for. So I just really wanted to be upfront saying like, yes, this is this. I have no plans to put in extra drama because when you put in drama that has to be like a misunderstanding that takes 7 episodes to recover from, it just kind of wish-washes it for me. So I'd rather the drama come from everything trying to break up or like attack this relationship and the relationship still stay strong. So that's where my drama comes in for, and I'm just here for healthy relationships.
Which I love because we don't get a lot of that in the webcomic world these days, or even the book world these days. So I really very much like that you have taken this stance and that you are giving this fantastic example. And we are getting a lot of love for your babies inside of our comments as well. I'm like scrolling up because things are coming in really fast. And I feel like I'm missing things, guys. So go ahead and drop the rest of your questions in there, because I would love to get those answered for you. They want to know, with the covens that you've created, did you kind of base that off of anything here in the real world? Is that something that you just kind of created on your own, or is there some kind of like connection?
The covens, no, just a sense of like community. And basically just I have them spread out across the world. We haven't met the other Valasses yet, but they are all of different like cultures. So I've been doing a lot of research into those too, to make sure that everyone around the world has somewhere they can have their community. But yeah, it's basically just different places for people who feel outcasted and abnormal, which is what I call them. Abnormals. And that's where they can go and finally feel safe and feel like they're not just weirdos. So basically the entire story is about finding yourself, finding community, and finding friends and family, even if they are through friends and not blood. That got deep. We're good.
I love it. I love it. I pulled up my phone so I could scroll through the questions because I can only see so many on my screen. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anybody, guys. But we're getting lots of fun comments coming in. And people are definitely with you on the love triangle vibe. So feel you guys. We feel you. Just making sure that we're getting some fun questions from some of your fans in here. We're going to tackle some of those later on, I think. Nerdshark loves how passionate you are about creating your story. More love for the boys. Let's see. Did I miss anything? I think I grabbed them all. I think I did. I'm scrolling through one more time, just making sure. They're saying that you're a superhero. I can jump back in because I'm down at the bottom now. You are a superhero. There you go. Cherry Blossom TV wants to know what's your schedule like for drawing your comic and drawing for the entry and real life things. So real quick, let's talk about your schedule because right now you're drawing a comic. You are handling your real life, but you've also got a little bonus going on. So tell me about your bonus. We're going to come back and talk a little bit more about that in just a minute, but then we want to talk about your schedule and then we'll get back into the details.
Okay, so I have a new project that I have bounced off of a couple of my friends. Coming this October, I'm wanting to do an anthology of horror shorts that I have come up with, and I'm not sure if I'm going to post every single day or every other day. So that's going to be a fun little thing that I have been dying for. Then it's just for this October. So as soon as I'm done with Allura, we're going to jump onto that. But we are still going back to weekly updates. I'm sorry. I promise. I promise.
Tell me a little bit about Allura. So I know you've got this brand new short story you've got going on. Tell me what I need to know.
Okay, so Allura I wrote over a year ago, and I just never got around to drawing it. And then the Webtoon contest came. I was like, timing, sure, let's do it. Let's put it out there. But basically, it's a story that's very dear to my heart because I myself am a mother. And it basically goes through what it means to be a mother. So by the end of the third episode, it's going to be to where what I feel like makes you a mother. It deals with a lot of darker subjects at the same time because it's some subjects that I've also dealt with myself. So it's a very personal story to me. But it's also still got that usual MushMello fantasy vibe and glow vibe. So I'm really excited to finish. We've got one more episode left because the second episode went up Friday. Yeah. So we're almost done, and I'm ready to break your hearts as much as it broke mine.
Oh, you and I are alike. I love it. Jen is in our comments loving on the horror story shorts for Halloween. Yes. Yes. When they want plushies of the spirit. There we go. Merch ideas, guys. All right. We would love to get your questions answered. If you've got any last minute questions, we are getting toward the end of our time. So we do kind of need you guys to drop those like right this very second because we got to talk just a little bit more before we wrap up today. And people are saying schedule. What's that? What?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. So I have to ask, what kind of inspired you to take on your short story? Like, why did you decide to jump into it right now when you've got so much going on and you're putting out weekly episodes? Like, you're doing a lot. So
I am doing a lot. Mostly just the contest in general, I think, kind of like pushed me out onto it. I think that's it, honestly, if I'm going to be honest here. The contest, and I also just really wanted to put that story out, especially since May is Mother's kind of Mother's Month, so I really wanted to put it out in this month and whatnot. So May is a big month for me in general, like motherhood, other stuff wise. It's an emotional month for me, so I figured it was just kind of like perfect timing to put it out.
That makes a lot of sense. I like it. People do want to touch on your schedule just a little bit more. So on a daily level, what does this look like for you? I know you spend a ton of time working on your story. So like, do you know how many hours you spend a day? I know how many hours you spend sleeping, and it's like 0. So what does this look like for you?
Day by day is different depending on how my kids are and how much work my husband has. But I spend about 70 hours a week on a chapter. Sleep, we don't know her. But usually get up early in the morning because kids don't have any respect for time, which is usually about 6 o'clock in the morning. Hang out with them, lunchtime, nap time for the littlest. And if she's not really sleepy, she's still one of those kids that like, I'll spend a couple of hours just hanging out next to you, watch a movie. Hey mom, look at this, watch with me. Okay, I'm drawing. So I spend a couple hours in the afternoon, and then about between 6 and 7 is when I start, and I don't stop until about 2 or 3 in the morning. And then I'm back up again at 6 o'clock the next morning.
Oh, you're such a crazy person. Oh my goodness. I do not know how you do it. You spend so much time and so much effort, and you create this glowy goodness like, queen, right there, right there.
I think it's mostly just because I have so much passion for it. Like, if you don't absolutely adore what you do, like the sleep is going to bother you. But because I'm so in love with what I do, it is my dream job. And I put my hours in because I want it to come out and like show how much I love it. So it's one of those things. Oh, I'm sorry. Where it's just always been a really big deal for me. And when I found Webtoons and I started gaining more viewership and started building a community around me for it and people who actually like what I do, it was just one of those things. I'm sorry, goodness. Where it just makes all of this really tiredness and this crazy schedule just completely worth it for me. I'm going to stop now before I just blubber.
Now's your chance, though. This is your moment. You go for it, girl. On that note, though, I know we have so many fans. They're leaving all the love for you in the comments. Guys, now is the time to hit up the chat box. If you have love messages for Mush, we're going to read some of those in just a minute. But I want to jump in and ask you, for somebody who maybe has not read your story yet, or somebody just deciding what to read next, why should they go with Defects? Who is this absolutely perfect for?
This is perfect for all of the nerds out there who want their fantasy, but they also want that nice little side swipe of romance. I battled for a while whether I wanted to be actually romance or more romance than fantasy or vice versa. And I decided since it is such a big world, I wanted it to be something for everyone. So everyone can like fantasy and then have your taste of romance. So it's for those who feel like they are left out in everything and they do in the world, where they feel outcasted, but they feel like they can find a sense of community and something like you can find someone in the story to relate to, because they are all built off of people that have different stories and backgrounds that I've related to or people that I want to relate to. So I try to make stories and backgrounds and characters that anyone and everyone can find someone to relate to and feel like, hey, I can connect with this. And this is great, and I feel comfortable, and I feel at home with this story. That is very, like, wow, okay, I need to calm down.
Somebody needs to write that down. I know all your Discord people are here. Somebody go back and quote that, please. She's going to use that later on her website. I'm just saying, somebody needs to do that for her, okay? You've been tasked, friends. Go ahead. But I absolutely love this. And I am super excited for more people to jump into the world of Defects. Where can everybody connect with you on social media?
I am on everything. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Most active on Instagram. I think I've been less active lately because I've just been working. But I am always on Discord. You can find the link to my Discord on any of my social media bios, like the little tree link, whatever thing, it's there. I I think that's pretty much it, because you can always reach me on Discord. I am always there.
Yes, you are, and I love it. Every once in a while, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. I don't come in and talk very often, but every once in a while, I pop into your Discord just to see what everybody's talking about. It's an amusing place to be.
It's something.
But that's your warning, guys. I do watch you. I'm just saying. Every once in a while, you should say hi. Just saying. All right. Now, before I let you go, and we're going to get to in just a minute, guys, I have some really fun things to share with you, so don't go anywhere. But before we get to that, I do want to announce next week's episode, because I know you're very excited about it too. So I kind of want to chat about this for just a second. We are going to be hanging out. It's all good. It's all good. We're going to be hanging out next week with a gentleman named Selden Young. He is the producer of the Swan Princess movie. So he created this amazing movie that I don't know how it wasn't Disney. I just loved it. It was my childhood. And he's going to come chat with us next week. Now, if you guys have been paying attention, you have seen Selden actually pop into some of our live streams over on Instagram. And you've noticed he's got this really cool Swan Princess suit. I don't know if he's going to wear it because, we're getting towards summer weather, but
I hope he does.
I hope he does. I hope he does. It's pink and white. It's got all the Swan Princess characters, and the man owns a matching car. All I'm saying, guys, you do not want to miss next week's episode. How excited for this are you?
So excited. I'm so excited. Oh, Swan Princess was back when animation was done by hand and whatnot, and the animation is so smooth, the magical. I'm gonna stop. We have other things to do.
Did we not?
I'll save it for Selden. It's fine. I'll save it for him.
Yes, it's gonna be so much fun. And I have a surprise guest coming on next week's show. So not only are we hanging out with the producer of the Swan Princess, but y'all, you do not want to miss my special surprise guest. Selden doesn't even know yet. It is going to be amazing. So make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell, because if you miss this one, you are going to regret it deeply. Do not miss next week's episode. Big things are happening. Mush, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you being here today. Any last words for our people?
I love you. Read Defects. I need the views. No, but seriously, thank you for everyone who hangs out with me and reads my story every week. The support, knowing people are actually still caring about whatever's going on in my brain, bless you. Seriously. Thank you.
And make sure you hit up all of the links down in the description box, because we've got all of Mush's episodes from Toon Ladies down there. You do not want to miss out. And head over to her Patreon. I'm just saying you should go. Thanks, Mush, so much for hanging out. Appreciate you being here. Can't wait to see you next week for all of the fun with Selden. Bye.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
All right, friends, if you loved today's episode, I do have some cool things coming up for you in the next couple of episodes. Like I said, we're dropping a brand new episode or video every single day at 6 p.m. Eastern, and you do not want to miss out, because we're here in the chat box hanging out, having conversations every single day at 6 p.m. Eastern. We did launch our brand new merch site today. You can go over to toonladies.com/swag and check out all the really cool things that we've got going on for you. This is not even all the things we've got. This is just a little bit of a sampling between the stickers and the computer skins. We've got mugs, we've got shirts, we've got pillows, we've got floor pillows. It's amazing, and I would love you guys to go check it out. We actually had our very first purchase this morning from Ari-chan, author of Luff. She wanted to make sure she was the very first one. So now whoever's next gets to be the second, and you'll probably be seeing a little hint of something in the not too distant future. Is all I'm saying. So guys, make sure you go check it out if you have not, and make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell, because we are dropping brand new videos every single day at 6 p.m. Eastern. We have just started our ToonTube tag, so we want you guys to jump in and be a part of those videos as well. We're doing some really cool things on our Discord, and we do not want you guys to miss out. We're actually building out our group cosplays. We're going to be dropping our, are you ready for this one? Age Matters group cosplay in just a couple of days. Later this week, it's going to be so much fun, and we are so excited, and we've got a number of them planned for you guys as well. All I'm saying is you should be paying attention and thinking about what's going on right now. These are very strong hints about things that are coming up in the very near future. You should hang out and see what we're doing, because we got some cool things going on. I'm really excited for this one. All I'm saying. Thanks so much for joining us, friends. I will see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're dropping a brand new video. I want you to come hang out in the chat box. If you don't hit the premiere, you're going to miss the conversation. So I cannot wait to see you guys again tomorrow at 6 p.m. and next week for our amazing hour and a half with Selden Young, producer of the Swan Princess movies and all the behind the scenes. It's going to be like our Disney animator episodes, but producer, I'm so excited for this one. It's going to be so fun, and I can't wait to see you guys there. Make sure you like our video. Make sure you leave some comment love down below, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, have a great day and stay inspired. Bye, friends.